everybody, this is Tyler Dial coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I am so thrilled and honored to be a part of tonight's event. It is a night in the Valley. We're celebrating our hometown heroes from ValorWise Health Foundation. So thank you guys for tuning in early. Our original plan was to be playing at the Camelback Inn like we always do, and I was going to come play for you guys in person. So this is the next best thing. I'm coming live from a studio in Nashville where I've been cutting my teeth, working on some new music, and we're going to be playing some of that for you coming up soon. We have some awesome guests like Low Cash, Runaway June, Riley Green, and some of my other favorite country artists coming on. I'm originally from Arizona, so it's just an honor to be here supporting the ValorWise Health Foundation. So it's going to be a great night. Thank you guys for tuning in early. It looks like I'm getting a call here. Let me see.
Hi.
It's one of my favorite chefs and people in Phoenix, Mark Tarbell. How are you doing, my friend?
Great, Tyler. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Nashville good?
Nashville's good, man. It's finally starting to cool down a little bit, which feels nice. But I should be back in Phoenix soon for Thanksgiving and stuff. How are you doing? How's the restaurant going?
Really good. Actually, we are super busy right now. Things have changed so much. You talk about changes. We're not going to be able to do this event at Camelback Inn. For this night in the Valley, things have changed. As you mentioned, we are going to do something very different. We're going to take our dining room out and bring it to the people that are participating in tonight's event for ValorWise. It's going to be a big challenge for us. We've got cars lined up. We got people lined up. We got boxes and bags lined up.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the experience to you. I'm busy cooking right now. We're going to be taking the dining room to you.
Amazing, dude. Well, I know you're a guitar player. I've seen you guys play at your place a little bit, but we're doing a pre-show here. I'd love to have you jump in with us.
Well, I've always thought you were super kind and generous. Now I know you are. But I'd be happy to. Someone always told me, don't ever be afraid to make a fool of yourself. But if you can do it on camera, then I'm in.
That's great.
Well, before I do that, I got to make us all a little cocktail, a little Cactus Classic. It's actually a twist on a margarita, but I'm going to be using Tito's vodka, who's been a big supporter of ValorWise.
Well, I need all the help I can get with making a cocktail, so I'm looking forward to it.
You and me both.
Yes, Tyler, we are at a night in the Valley, and what we're going to do here is kick it off with a little Cactus Tito-Rita. So this is Tito's, our sponsor. We want to honor them a little bit, so I'm going to build a little margarita, though, with Tito's. So we're going to start with a little bit of ice, actually a lot of ice. And, I can fry an egg, but being a mixologist, I'm usually on the other side of the camera for this one, but I'm going to do my best. So it's 1.5 ounces of Tito's. And, I'm going to do it like this way, just like Tom Cruise in Cocktails for all you people that are my age. This is fun. All right, so that's 1.5 ounces roughly. And then I'm going to use a little Cointreau. So we got 1.5 ounces of Tito's, a little bit of Cointreau. We're going to do 1 ounce of this. This has a slightly citrus character to it, which is lovely. This is prickly pear juice, 1 ounce of that. And very important for the acidity, we're going to do 1 ounce of lime. Now we have built our cocktail. I'm going to treat my glass here. So what we're going to do is slice up a little bit of lime in the coconut, and call me in the morning, you know what I mean? There we go. Just rim it. That's all you do is get it wet a little bit, then into some salt. Just roll it around like that. That's all you need is just a little dusting of that. We got our special glasses. Oh, ValorWise. Got to use one of those because Tyler's kind of going to be nipping on one of those later. All right, now I'm not going to try to blow it all over this wine back here. Sounds like a choo-choo train. All right, good. We're good. And now I'm going to strain it into our glass. Ready? Ooh, look at that deliciousness there. And the pièce de la résistance, a little bit of fresh lime. There you go. Cheers, night in the Valley. Thanks, Tyler. So if you want to do a little mocktail for the kiddos, just replace the Tito's for club soda and the Cointreau for orange juice, and you'll have a great Cactus Classic margarita.
Mark, that is one good Cactus cocktail, my friend. I'm going to have to bring that one on the road with me. Well, thank you guys for joining us today for our night in the Valley and for joining us to the pre-show. My name is Tyler Dial. This song is called Way Back When. I hope you guys like it. There you were in your red line Levi's, replaying Coldplay Green Eyes. 4 more minutes underneath the street light. It seemed like you and me'd never run out of road. The kids grow up and songs get old. It don't take much but a radio and I go way back when we were so on fire. We burned both ends of a front seat high. You and I leaned way back then. Girl, it's been too long, but I still hang on, 'cause I ain't felt that way since way back when. Way back when. Crazy it's been all these years, right? To me it almost feels like it was only yesterday. Well, anyways, does your heart ever skip a beat at the sight of a soft-top Jeep? Or did that memory fade away way back when we were so on fire? We burned both ends of a front seat high. You and I leaned way back then. Girl, it's been too long, but I still hang on, 'cause I ain't felt that way since way back when. Way back when. I wish time never would have changed us. Lovers didn't become strangers. I wish that we had a way to stay way back when we were so on fire. We burned both ends of a front seat high. You and I leaned way back then. Girl, it's been too long, but I still hang on, 'cause I ain't felt that way since way back when. Way back when. Man, when I got asked to do this, it really meant a lot. I'm so grateful for our healthcare heroes at Valleywise. About a year ago, I was fortunate to visit the Arizona Burn Center, where I met Isabella McCune, and I was blown away by her spirit. She had just recovered from surgery, and I want to dedicate this next song to Isabella. It's called Keeping the West Wild. It's going to be on the new project that we're going in to record here soon. I hope you guys like it. Chasing, I'm always chasing something greater. I know it's out there and I ain't waiting. Changing the times, they're always changing, 'cause all us outlaws know the rules are meant for breaking. And keeping the West wild. You can't hold 'em horses, they were made to run, burning down every mile. Legends don't die, but they only live once. Keeping the West wild. Reckless, now we're just restless. Wide open spaces keep taking us places, and we can't help it. We're just hell-bent on keeping the West wide. You can't hold 'em horses, they were made to run, burning down every mile. Legends don't die, but they only live once. Keeping the West wide. Yeah, we're keeping the West wide. Keeping the West wide. You can't hold 'em horses, they were made to run. Keeping the West wide. No, legends don't die, but they only live once. Keeping the West wide. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. My name is Tyler Dial. I'm so excited to be supporting such a great cause. This next one is a song I'm really excited about. I grew up in Arizona, and being from the West, I think it allows me to be a little different here in Nashville, where I've been kind of cutting my teeth and writing songs like this one. We're going to go to the studio to record it here in November. I'm so excited about it. And I'm even more excited to welcome Mark Tarbell to play it with me. It's called Electric West. Hope you guys enjoy it. You roll your jacket up like a pillow, got your eyes on the horizon, desert rolling underneath. American spirit, smoke out the window. The road's just like a runway, goes as far as we can see. Up and away we go, headed out to where the red sun sets, watching the world unfold, discover colors that we ain't seen yet. Electric West, Electric West. Roll out a blanket, break out a bottle, watch the wind blow in the clouds and feel the earth beneath our feet. The indigo's emerging slow, you're melting into me. Up and away we go, headed out to where the red sun sets, watching the world unfold, discover colors that we ain't seen yet. Electric West, Electric West. Electric West. Electric West. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into the pre-show of A Night in the Valley. We have some awesome stuff lined up for you guys tonight. I'm going to kick it over to Christy and Lauren, but I'll be back later. We're joined by some big names in country music.
Hello, Christy.
I need directions to Valleywise Health, A Night in the Valley.
What's going on there?
Well, tonight's a big fundraiser, and they want me to be their host for the night.
That sounds like fun. Try not to be late.
Thanks, Siri. Yeah, come on, just give me the directions.
Getting directions to Valleywise Health. Please proceed to the route. Don't forget your mask.
All right, Night in the Valley, big night tonight. Anybody seen Christy?
You have arrived at your destination.
This looks like the right place, yeah. This place is nice. Anybody here? Shoot, we're gonna be starting soon. Oh, there they are. Hi, are you ready?
Christy, you are at Valleywise Health, but this is the new South Phoenix Levine Community Health Center.
And this is the Family Learning Center.
Yes, we're a health resource for families throughout the valley, and you are always welcome here.
But you're in the wrong place. You need to get to the
show.
The wrong place? Okay, you guys stay here. I'm gonna keep looking. I'll see you later. Okay, she should be here any minute. Anybody seen her?
You have once again arrived at your destination.
Are you sure this is the right place?
Conveniently located at 51st Ave and Campbell Ave, Behavioral Health Center, Maryvale offers care for those who have been...
Okay, seriously, is this the right place or not?
You're definitely in the wrong place again.
Let's do this one more time. Directions to Valleywise Health Foundation, A Night in the Valley. Okay, what happens if she doesn't show up? I gotta do this all by myself. Oh, sir, excuse me, sir. Am I at the Valleywise Health Foundation event? Is it here?
Well, you're at the Valleywise Comprehensive Health Center in Peoria, but we don't open until January 2021.
2021? The event's now. I'm never gonna make it.
Maybe I can help.
Let's go. Come on, Benjamin. Faster, right there. Come on, let's go. Yes, we're almost there. We're coming. Captain Kirk, you were awesome. Thank you so much. I think I've still got time.
This woman's really combative. I heard her body's like all red, all full of blood. We gotta control the bleeding, and she might have some head injury. Sounds good to me, Doc. Are you hurt?
Well, I mean, I do have this cut on my pinky. Tomato, sharp knife. Do you think you could take care of that?
Yeah, we can help you out with that. Hey,
Okay.
I know you from TV.
I know you from TV. I'm Christy Siefkin from Fox 10, and I'm actually hosting an event for Valleywise. Is this the right spot?
Oh, wow. I think these guys can help you and bring you to the lobby.
All right.
Come on, she's on a deadline. It's very important.
What about my pinky?
We'll deal with it later.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Dr. Foster and Isabella from the Arizona Burn Center. I have to be in the right place, right?
You are at Valleywise Health Medical Center,
Home of the world-renowned Arizona Burn Center.
but your ride is outside.
Oh, yes, finally. Awesome. Thank you.
Go, Christy, go.
My ride's supposed to be here somewhere.
Christy, you got you. Come on.
Okay. This is starting to get ridiculous. Thank you, guys.
Finally made it. Where
Lauren,
have you been?
Lauren, I made it. I'm here with right place, right?
Yes, we gotta go, but you have
thank
something
God.
in your hair.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we just need to clean you up a little bit.
I'm ready. Lauren, I had no that there were so many Valleywise Health locations.
Yes, and it looks like you got to visit a lot of them on your way here. I'm so glad you made it.
Me too. It was a long shot, but I made it in time finally.
Why don't we introduce ourselves and thank our sponsors?
That sounds like a great idea. Hello, everyone. My name is Christy Siefkin. I'm with Fox 10 News, as you heard earlier in our video, and it is my honor to be here tonight hosting. I hosted the last 2 years at the Copa Ball Gala. Of course, it's a new space this year. This is our first virtual event for Valleywise, a night in the Valley, and it's extra special to me to be a part of working with this organization, as I grew up with a medical family. My father was a physician and a chief medical officer for a county hospital in Northern California. So I know how important it is for hospitals to be there as a support system for the community and to put patient care first. So excited to be here and to be here with my friend Lauren. You'll notice we have some very prickly cactus keeping us a safe distance apart, 6 feet. And most of the videos that you will see tonight were shot before the start of the pandemic.
Yes, 6 feet of social cactusing, we like to say.
Yes, social cactusing.
Yes, certainly being safe. Thank you, Christy. And I'm Lauren Vargas from the Marketing and Communications Department at Valleywise Health. I'm really proud to represent all of my Valleywise Health colleagues and friends tonight. As you can imagine, for everyone in healthcare, it's been an incredibly challenging year. When I was asked by our foundation to throw back to my TV news days to honor our team and thank our community supporters, I had to say yes. And speaking of supporters, thank you, Tyler Dial and Mark Tarbell, for the pre-show entertainment. While we can't all be together as we originally planned, it was great to have Tyler, our Arizona-born musical co-host, zoom in from Nashville and perform with Mark tonight.
And we'd like to give a shout out to those who helped us tonight, specifically PHI Air Medical and ABC Ambulance, as well as Dr. Frank Lovecchio, Dr. Kevin Foster, Isabella, and the Valleywise security and marketing teams for helping us with my little adventure before I arrived tonight. It was so much fun to shoot, and that's exactly what we want to focus on tonight, is fun, especially during these challenging times.
So let's talk about our event sponsors a little bit. Making tonight possible are the presenting Cactus sponsors, all very special Valleywise Health partners. Founded in Phoenix in 1950, Kitchell is one of the top commercial contractors in the Southwest and a leading healthcare builder. In February, Valleywise Health, along with Kitchell, Cunningham, and EYP Architects, officially broke ground on a new 673,000 square foot teaching hospital. Set to open in late 2023, this 200-foot tall building will have 10 stories, which you can already see rising in the sky today. The facility will provide 233 private patient rooms and a dedicated floor for the renowned Arizona Burn Center. In September, the Kitchell team completed the first phase of this transformation that included the site utilities and new central utility plant. We are so excited for this new hospital.
Also one of our sponsors tonight, Epic. In a nutshell, Epic develops software to help people get well, help people stay well, and help future generations be healthier. As a partner for over 10 years, Valleywise Health proudly uses Epic to give patients and providers convenient access to the tools they need to stay healthy and connected. We're grateful for their software designed with patients at heart and for their continued support tonight.
And District Medical Group provides the outstanding medical staff for all Valleywise Health facilities, delivering top-notch primary and specialty care to our patients since 1993. A nonprofit integrated medical group of more than 650 physicians, DMG is a trusted partner in training future healthcare providers as part of the Creighton University Arizona Health Education Alliance with Valleywise Health, Creighton University, and Dignity Health St. Joseph's Hospital and Medical Center. To our partners at DMG, thank you for all you do.
We'd also like to thank our cotton sponsors, High Tech, Creighton University, and Compass One Healthcare, and our Canyon sponsors, Cunningham Group /EYP, F2 Family Foundation, Gallagher and Kennedy, and the City of Peoria.
And all of our generous sponsors listed on the screen and in your program. We couldn't do this work without you.
Whether you're out in a small group tonight or maybe watching in the comfort of your own home, snuggled up in your PJs, we hope that you settled in with dinner and your cactus cocktail or mocktail. On that note, a big thank you to Tito's Handmade Vodka and to Mark Tarbell for the fabulous pre-show mixology tips. And tonight, in just one action-packed hour, we celebrate the heroes at Valleywise Health and the important work that Valleywise does for Maricopa County and for all of Arizona. And as an exclusive treat just for you watching tonight, Tyler Dial will be back at the end of the hour to kick off a fantastic concert featuring some of today's top country artists: Brett Young, Mitchell Tenpenny, Riley Green, Runaway June, Matt Stell, Dylan Scott, and a fun finale from Low Cash, and we'll have some surprises thrown in throughout as well. And now is truly my pleasure to introduce a friend and extremely talented auction tainer, Letitia Fry, who will be explaining how things will work tonight.
Thank you so much, Christy and Lauren. And did you hear that lineup? I'm Letitia Fry, it's your auction tainer, and we are so thrilled that you are joining us. For those of you that have actually joined us 6 months ago, tomorrow was the first ValleyWise virtual event, and look how far all of us have come. The hospital has done extraordinary things, and you're going to learn so much about that here tonight. But I'm here to tell you basically how the best way is to enjoy this. For one, if you're hosting a watch party, thank you. Thank you for having your friends and family over. And if you're at work, huddled around a PC, laptop, or maybe you're hanging out by yourself on a couch with your favorite pet. Either way, this is a 2-device event. That's right, you're going to want one device to watch, one device to give. So whether you've airdropped us in a television or you put us on your PC or laptop, that's great to watch the show, but I want to be sure that you have your phone, which none of us really go anywhere without, to actually bid, give, or actually participate in our live or silent auction or the raffle that I'm about to tell you about. So you want to go to the valleynight.org. That's right, valleynight.org. Register for free. Text your friends about that and get them in on it. But remember, 2-device event. Watch on one, give on the other. So how are we giving tonight? Well, one of the ways that we're giving is actually with a raffle. For one, there is, well, a little cash to go around. Who doesn't want a little cash right now? It's a 50-50 split. 1 for 25 and actually 5 for 100. Now you're going to get to participate that, again, when you're registered on there and using your phone, all the way until 6:20 tonight. Now let's check in right now and kind of see how is that actually doing? Well, guess what? That cash as it stands right now is actually up to $9,300. And when I look that way, it's because Michaela, the crew, and of course Judy Yates, they're all here in studio, safe social distance and interacting live with you so that I'm not talking at you, but I'm talking with you. So what else are we doing? I wonder what this is on my finger. That's right, it's about a size 6.5, and it is an extraordinary piece of art, not jewelry, from Gautier. Scott Gautier himself has personally designed this, and it is an exceptional piece in a cage design, a 14-karat white gold, 1.25 carats of the most brilliant diamonds, and of course an 8.7 millimeter, well, Tahitian black pearl right there in the center, and it's valued, of course, at almost $10,000. That's right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that right now, as I look over here, that ring right now, 67 tickets have actually been sold. So that means we've raised $6,700, leaving right there 120 tickets left. That's right. It was only 200 chances, $100 a piece, and we can raise $20,000 by the time 6:40 hits tonight. And then after that, both at the end of the night, Lauren and Christy will pull the winners for both the cash and the ring. What else is going on here tonight? Well, I should be out there chanting with you, sounding like 1,000, but at 15, now 2, now 25, but that's not how we're doing it. We're going to visit in, but a quick look at what we're actually getting through here tonight. We're going to be talking about 100 of you on the rooftop at Dominic's for wine and hors d'oeuvres, or maybe driving is your speed as you get into the Porsche experience. That's right. Thanks to our friends at Porsche of North Scottsdale. Dave Zalato, I love you all. Thank you so much for your generosity. And of course, what about Tarbell's? Mark on the guitar, also our phenomenal chef. He's going to invite you for single bite hors d'oeuvres and wine at the wine store. And lastly, it's called glamping. That's right, a chance at the Grand Canyon or Sedona for that. Those are coming up in the next segment. But here's the thing I want you to remember most. We decided not to close them here tonight, but do what we're doing with our silent auction, which is to allow you all the way until tomorrow. That's right, Friday, October 23rd. Wow, this month is flying by at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can continue to actually bid on the silent auction. You can continue to bid on the live auction. And of course, we have a section coming up called basically Gifts of Hope, because that's exactly what they are. So now that you know what we're doing and how to do it, let's find a little bit more about why. But you know what? Christy talked about that stellar lineup that's coming up, and I want to point out one thing. This show can be watched tomorrow, but the concert after, that's tonight only. So let's now hear from multi-platinum award-winning country superstar Brett Young.
It's an honor to show my support for all the frontline healthcare heroes and first responders out there, especially those at Valleywise Health and tonight's A Night in the Valley event in Phoenix. We know how hard you guys are working for all of us, especially the past few months. Whether it's navigating COVID-19, caring for patients across the Southwest and the Arizona Burn Center, or serving the healthcare and behavioral health needs for those who need it the most, we're thankful that you step up to the challenge each and every day. Thank you.
Thanks, Brett. We'll hear from Brett later in the show, performing his #1 single, In Case You Didn't Know. For all of us at Valleywise Health, this is a year we will always remember navigating together. At this time, I'm very proud to introduce our leader and my friend, Valleywise Health President and CEO, Steve Purvis.
Thank you, Lauren, and thank all of you for joining us at Valleywise Health Foundation's second major live broadcast event. It's truly amazing to reflect on our name change, which we announced at the Copa Ball just about a year ago, and what we have encountered and accomplished since then. I'm honored to welcome you tonight on behalf of over 4,000 employees and over 450 dedicated district medical group physicians and advanced practitioners at Valleywise Health. Despite all they have faced through this unprecedented time, the Valleywise Health team has stepped up to the challenge to provide exceptional care. I could not be more proud of our health system's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. From developing telehealth capabilities and rapid COVID-19 testing to serving as a trusted voice in the community for accurate information and a safe place to turn. Despite these challenging circumstances, our plans to rebuild our safety net system of care, which we call Care Reimagined, have continued. We have opened the new Community Health Center in South Phoenix, Laveen, and renovated the Community Health Center in South Central Phoenix, which now houses our expanded family practice residency program. And very soon, our new Community Health Center in North Phoenix and our Comprehensive Health Center in Peoria will open and be serving patients from all walks of life. More community health centers will open in the coming years as we continue to work on improving access to care for thousands of patients across the valley. Finally, and very exciting, we are making great progress on the new Valleywise Health Medical Center. This state-of-the-art teaching hospital will open in late 2023. Very recently, Valleywise Health was honored to be named as one of our nation's top 100 hospitals and one of only 15 major teaching hospitals by the IBM Watson Health Organization. Not only were we named in the top 100, but we were also one of only 20 hospitals in the United States to receive the Everest Award, which recognizes hospitals for the fastest rate of improvement in quality outcomes, financial and operational performance, and patient satisfaction. Needless to say, we are proud of our entire team for this extraordinary accomplishment. So now, take a look at our team and the pride in their faces. We've leaned on each other, especially over this past year, and we have encouraged each other through these difficult times. So thank you. We simply could not have done it without our community support.
You may have heard the saying, your zip code is more important than your genetic code.
You've tamed the voices in your head. You've put your courage to the test. Laid all your doubts to rest. Your mind is clearer than before. Your heart is full and wanting more. Your future's at the door. Give it all you got. No hesitating. You've been waiting on.
The new Arizona Burn Center is going to be the state-of-the-art, the epitome, the burn center that every burn care professional would want to have.
Valleywise Health is an academic health system Our prime mission is education of the next generation of healthcare professionals.
Closer than it's ever been, and now it's more than just a win. It's where your life begins. Yeah, there's no holding back, no overthinking. You've been reaching all your life. This is your moment.
The community at large is talking more about mental health, and if we can do that and talk about it more, it means that people will be more open to getting treatment.
This is your moment to shine, to shine, to shine.
I don't think there's anything more important than healthcare, and Valleywise Health provides it to the people that need it the most and have it the least. Valleywise is your place.
It's closer than it's ever been, and now it's more than just a win. It's where your life begins.
Absolutely love seeing that. Absolutely incredible. And you have so much more that you're going to see. But here's what's going on right now. 6:20 hit. Can you believe 20 minutes just flew by in this program? And that means the 50-50 raffle is closed. So how'd you do? $9,700. That's right. I'm looking over at Michaela. $9,700, which means one of you at the end of the show will be announced for winning $4,860 simply for participating. Thank you for that. But what is still left? What is this on my finger? That's right. It's not jewelry, it's artware from Gautier, and Scott designed it himself. You still have chances at $100. This is a $10,000 ring. You have a chance to continue to buy till 6:40 tonight, and again, find out at the end of the show who's actually going home with this. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, the holidays are around the corner. This would be a great gift. So now let's get into the auction. That's right. I know I miss chanting and running around in heels and having fun with you in a ballroom, and we will do that. But you actually still have the chance to get some amazing items. So let's talk about this. And before I get into the auction, I just want to start and preface it with one thing. Many of you know that things like restaurants and actual experiences like driving or car industries or actual vacation spots, all of those industries were decimated actually during this pandemic, and yet they're giving to us. So as I go through these items, remember the names that gave. And when you're going out there to plan or to purchase something, please do frequent them because they're still giving to us. So here we go. The first item that we're talking about is none other than Dominic's. That's right, one of the most amazing steakhouses in the Valley, right there located in the Scottsdale quarter. This is an opportunity for 100, you heard it, 100 of you to gather safe social distance with an open air roof outside with a pool in the center on the rooftop of Dominic's. I was just there doing an event a couple days ago. It is amazingly safe and outstanding. Oliver Baggio and the entire team have donated this to allow 100 to gather with wine sommelier pairings and hors d'oeuvres. I've sold this as high as $25,000 before. Let's take a look now and see where we are. The current bid is at $3,000. Fred Backus, you're in the lead right now, and I can tell you something, that is quite the deal. You can keep bidding on that. I'm going to check in on it later in the show, and you have till 5 o'clock tomorrow to continue on. So what's up next? Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. That's right. This one comes from my friends Dave Zelato and the crew over at Porsche of North Scottsdale. Having had a chance to do this thanks to Dave a few days ago, or years ago actually, can't tell a time in pandemic, can we? So you actually get to go down to California, $250 towards Southwest, 2 nights, 3 days actually at the JW Marriott, and of course then load up in. This track reopened on June of 2020, safe social distance, actual little guards between you and the drivers, whether you're going to go in the Carrera, the 911, or even the GT, all day on the track. I've sold this for $8,000 before. Currently, it's Julie Bowe. I know, Julie, how are you? $5,500, and thank you, Julie. Julie, I'd love to see you actually the one in that car. Up next, Tarbell. I bet you didn't know he's a master chef and plays guitar. That man's got a lot of talent and he's so generous. Tarbell's is actually going to have 10 of you come to the wine store. That's right, the wine store where he will personally help with the sommelier and actually let you actually tell him what are the favorite types of varietals you like, and then build single bite wheels of hors d'oeuvres around it and have a wonderful safe social distance and safe gathering at Tarbell's. This is a priceless item currently in with Julie. Julie's actually doing some shopping tonight. $1,750. Remember, continuing on and not closing tonight all the way through tomorrow. So what is one thing that has actually been a decade of safe social distancing before any of us really knew what that meant? Well, that would be, well, Arizona Luxury Expeditions. That's right, glamping. Glamping is all the rage, especially now. This is an opportunity for you to choose between Sedona, or you can go to the Grand Canyon where I just recently was, and it is exceptional. You can have night tours there as well. Here's the deal. 2 of you get 2 nights and 3 days. Once you get there, you're in an extra large expedition tent. You have a queen size bed with all of the bedding, linens, mattress. You actually have a wash basin. You have a completely filled shower caddy, and you have a staff. That's right, a staff. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, beer, wine, the works, and of course, wilderness guides. Well, it's an amazing time to spend outdoors, safe social distance, and yet still supporting here at Valleywise Health. The current bid on this one, $2,500 with Kate Fassett, another person I know. Way to go, Kate. Now remember, you can continue to bid on these. I do wish that I was saying right now, don't you remember these days? 25, you bid at 3 now, 35, you bid at 4 now, 45, you bid at 5. I will be back doing that. But for today, we're going to talk through it, and also we're going to give you more time. So just know that actually there's a little more time on that raffle. You can continue to bid on both the silent and these premier live auction items all the way through tomorrow, Friday, October 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's right, Arizona is still on what we call Pacific time, and actually going to continue into what I'm going to come up next with, which is our Gifts of Hope. That actually will continue as well. So thank you for doing that so far. We have so much more in store for you. And now I want to turn to someone that I've come to admire so much, an exceptional leader and a man who is, well, the board chair of the Valleywise Health Foundation, none other than Kevin Neal.
Good evening. On behalf of the Valleywise Health Foundation Board of Directors and our All-In Campaign Cabinet, thank you for joining us tonight. You've heard and seen how the medical professionals of Valleywise Health have stepped up to unprecedented challenges this year. Over the past 6 months, in addition to providing compassionate medical care for their patients, Valleywise doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, and other professionals educated our community in many languages on TV, radio, through YouTube videos, and in the newspaper as a designated community health partner for all of us here in the Valley. That's what Valleywise Health does. It's what a teaching health system is supposed to be, a trusted voice in uncertain times and a safe place to seek help, regardless of the neighborhood you call home. You've also heard how much your support has made a difference. For all of you who've stepped up to help with emergency COVID funding, meals for our employees, personal protective equipment, and even hand-sewn masks, we can't thank you enough. But with all we've accomplished together, our work is not done. The heroic work of the Arizona Burn Center and its Level 1 Trauma Center continue, and access to behavioral health resources and training tomorrow's healthcare providers are even more important than ever. Help us as we continue to raise the bar and go all in for Valleywise.
Thank you so much, Kevin. In April of this year, a video showing doctors, nurses, and other Valleywise professionals cheering the release of one of the first COVID-19 patients, well, it caught the eye of pop star and American Idol alum David Archuleta. To honor those on the front lines, his official music video, Just Breathe, featured that scene along with healthcare workers in cities across the globe. Here's David introducing a very special Just Breathe Valleywise Health Edition.
My name is David Archuleta, and I wrote Just Breathe based off of my own experiences with anxiety. Now, as the pandemic hit and everyone started to feel panicked, it just felt right to remind people that it's okay to feel this way, to just take a breath, and also remember that we're in this together. Now, I know that y'all don't hear it as much as you should, but the work that you do over there is really exceptional. And I've just been touched myself by seeing what you do And it's an honor for me to have been able to share that through my own artistic medium as well. Thanks, everybody.
Stand at the edge of the water, still in that peace I am stronger. I don't know if I can cross her. Oh, looking for some kind of sign, for something outside to align, that I only find on the inside. When it'll stop spinning, when it'll slow down. I was swimming deeper, but I didn't drown. In a little silence, in a little peace. Took a little time to find a piece of me. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. I am not weak, I am stronger. I will not shrink, I am taller. There is still more I can offer. Oh. And someday you'll see the better version of me, the man that I'm proving to be. Oh, when it'll stop spinning, when it'll slow down. I was swimming deeper, but I didn't drown. In a little silence, in a little peace. Took a little time to find a piece of me. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. In a little silence, no. So I open up to the flow and learn to love you as we go, until I don't think I just know. When it all stops spinning, when it all slowed down. I was swimming deeper, but I didn't drown. In a little silence, in a little peace. Took a little time to find a piece of me. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Absolutely incredible and extremely moving. David, I just want to personally say thank you for actually allowing us to utilize your song to show the many faces who have been the front lines of the pandemic at Valleywise Health. My name's Letitia Fry, and thank you for joining in for this part, which is really a gift of hope, because it's exactly what we're doing. Your gifts provide the hope to the many people that come for many reasons and from many areas to Valleywise. So one thing I want to point out is over the years, in a 16-year career now, I have always gone out to volunteer for all of my clients, always before giving. And it was that gift that I was given almost 2 years ago with Valleywise when I first had the chance to visit the hospital. I had a chance to actually sit and talk to the doctor that heads the emergency medicine residency program. I sat with the ladies behind the actual, refugee outreach program is basically what I refer to it as. And of course, Dr. Cowdery talking about, well, first episode mental health, and then the Arizona Burn Center, and so many others, like you'll hear from Dr. Foster, and so much more. But here's what I learned the most. Out of all those programs, there was one thing that was in common that I don't really see at a lot of the health institutions that I work for. That was that they put the human in healthcare. It wasn't about just seeing someone that was sick and the disease before the person. It's about seeing the person first. And now I myself was a little, well, misconceived on what I thought about a county hospital. I thought, well, that's for people that can't afford any type of health care. And so therefore, how good of a quality of health care could it be? That's a misconception, and it's completely wrong. In fact, they have some of the most cutting-edge treatments, the most well-educated and brilliant minds in medicine in anywhere in the country at Valleywise Health. So I want to walk you through a few stories. Now, you'll see when you're going to this portion, and remember, this is a two-device event. Watch this and listen, please, and learn, and let me share the many stories that I'm going to tell you about and why I'm so passionate to even have gone to the Grand Canyon with many burn survivors just last week, which you'll hear more about from Nate later. But here's the thing I want you to know. You're going to see buttons like 25,000 and 10,000 and 5,000, 2,500, 1,500, 250, and 100. They're suggested amounts, and we certainly are happy at any of them, but please, any amount. No amount is too big or too small. And speaking of that, I want to say thank you to someone who has absolutely made sure that I say that they are anonymous, but they have given $25,000 to start us out. And I also want to tell you a little bit about, normally I would say, what does that do at any one of the different facilities or areas and the expanding programs that are Valleywise. This time I'm going to tell you about the human aspect of it, because it is the difference. It's the human in healthcare. So let's talk about the Hoops family, John and Nancy. It was back actually on November 12th of 2015. Nancy came home and John was actually doing welding work in the backyard. Pretty much seemed like not really a big event until she heard screaming. And it turns out while he was trying to take his mask off and everything, he had severe burns. They called 911 and naturally they were taken to the Arizona Burn Center at Valleywise Health, the nation's leading burn center. And believe me, here's a reason why. They have cutting-edge therapies, but again, they care above and beyond. Now, John actually works for the Salt River Project, SRP, and has what he calls in his own words, well, kind of the gold-plated insurance, meaning he could have any health care he needed or wanted. But while he was there at the Arizona Burn Center, he noticed other people around him, maybe they didn't have health care at all, or perhaps were on a government-assisted program. Yet every single person was treated the same. The same actual bedside manner, the same actual treatments, and the same kindness, the same humanness in healthcare. So much so that actually when Dr. Matthews even called a week after he left, he was amazed. Or even later as he came to work for the foundation, he actually wondered when a nurse recognized him and saw how well he had done in his recovery. In fact, in 2020 of this year in January, he became, well, what is the incoming vice chair, next year's board chair for actually the Valleywise Health Foundation. That's how much of a difference the human in healthcare makes. What else happens there? When you're thinking about 10,000, I want to tell you about Dr. Delafield. Because if anyone understands what it means to grow up in perhaps the actual zip code of where you are versus your genetic code, it would be this doctor. He was actually in the foster care system from the ages of 9 to 21. And at one point during this, he actually lived in a hotel on 24th and Van Buren, right there in the shadow of Valleywise. Now, what he actually set out with an interest in science and being able to actually attend ASU Medical School, go on to Indiana University to actually ASU undergrad, and actually go to Indiana University for his medical school, he ended up with his residency at Mayo Clinic. Now, this is an internal medicine doctor who could have gone anywhere, that he chose to go in the Valley, yet he chose to go home. This is an African-American doctor knowing full well the importance of diversity at Valleywise, and he actually went home to actually help the foster kids and others. This is the kind of health care you receive when you go to Valleywise, whether you have the gold-plated insurance or none at all. It is cutting-edge health care for the human in all of us. And I know for myself, included and so many others, the pandemic has brought us all and leveled the playing field. Perhaps we all once had the gold-plated insurance. Perhaps now we're looking at something altogether different. And I want you to remember Valleywise and the difference they make. They put the human in healthcare. How else so? Let's talk about telemedicine. I know that all of us probably didn't think that'd be something so common as it is today. In fact, basically, due to the fact of the pandemic, it worked in the favor at Valleywise. Probably took a program that would have taken 4 years to implement in 4 months. But here's what matters most. When you're looking at South Central, that's an area with widely underserved individuals and a heart of the actual people that we're trying to reach, to let the commonality of not be the zip code that determines your health, but not your genetic code should, not the zip code. So here's what Dr. Lopez did. He actually went through and noticed that there were certain people that were due to come back in and they hadn't. They were scared. Weren't you scared to go to a doctor or a hospital in the midst of COVID? But you still have to be treated for your everyday ailments. So here's what they did. They started routine, telemedicine visits. And on one of those visits, they came across a woman whose name I won't say for HIPAA reasons, but her husband had passed away. She was in grief, she was in anxiety, and it had been quite some time and was running out of her medications. She also had expressed that she had no actual transportation and limited funds. Dr. Lopez went the extra mile, make sure that her prescriptions, including her blood thinner that she could not miss, were delivered to her home. And when they were delivered to her home, interact with her. Let her know you care. See the human in healthcare. And you know what? She was able to get her blood tests, get back on track. And she's not the only one that telemedicine helped. There's another woman whose daughter actually helped her to get on and noticed that her ankles were so incredibly swollen. Dr. Lopez was once again the doctor on this call and noticed that her diuretics actually were lower than they should be. 20 pounds of excess water weight was able to be relieved from that patient from telemedicine. In some ways, the pandemic has actually helped medicine to move forward, but Valleywise has always been on the forefront of pushing that pivot. In fact, they've actually been on the forefront of a number of practices, and many of which I'm going to tell you more stories. But you know, there's probably no one that can really tell you more about this. And you know what? Before I do, let's take a look, because we have people giving as I'm talking. Mark Livingston just gave $200. Mark, thank you. Also coming through here right now, we have more names that are coming up right now. They actually have Todd Case gave $1,000. Todd, thank you so much. Just as listening to these stories, people are giving. That's true. Also, Robin DeBell, $500 just came in from Robin. These are the stories, whether it's John Hoops, whether it's Dr. Delane, whether it's the patients that are seen by Dr. Lopez. This is the human in healthcare. It's the Valleywise different. It's your county hospital. And as the pandemic actually continues for many of us to level the playing field, there's one person, one friend that's been there all along, serving everyone equally, whether you have that gold-plated insurance or not, with cutting-edge treatment. And that's Valleywise Health. So as we move through this and continue with the denominations, I'm going to get to $2,500 and $1,000. All of this are different parts, 100% tax deductible, that can help us to continue this cutting-edge healthcare for everyone here in the Valley. There's no one that could possibly tell you a little bit more about what it means to be on the front lines than someone that is actually a nurse and a burn educator at the Arizona Burn Center at Valleywise. So now in between, while you're still giving, take a moment. Let's hear from a special woman with a special message. Let's now turn to nurse Susan Buchanan.
The nurses see patients at their most tragic time of their life. They don't feel well, especially during this COVID time. It was very complicated and hard because their family members couldn't see them. So we had to remember that we're their family. We're that patient's family for 3 months. And it's just an honor to care for them. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have a job here at Valleywise and to work with a group of phenomenal people that every day love their career and they live for their career.
Suzanne, thank you so much for sharing that incredible message. And you know, that's just an idea of how much the individuals that work at every aspect actually care for their patients. So let's talk about someone that I recently got to go to the Grand Canyon with that is a burn survivor. She's a teacher, and she's now become a friend, and that's, well, Christine Lipinski. See, Christine actually didn't have a burn. She had what's called necrotizing fasciitis, the flesh-eating bacteria. Ate a predominantly large part of her torso all the way down. But you know what? There's actually an incredible Well, it's actually almost a spray on skin, if you will, that can be used for burn survivors, but there's something called compassionate use. That's when something that's not approved by the FDA or the government to use for someone that's not a burn survivor can actually, through compassionate use, be used. Well, due to the fact that the individuals at this burn center are so constantly part of the forefront research and the moving forward, they were actually able to pass that being used for Christine in just 24 hours. It saved her life. But more importantly, it's compassionate use by people that see the human in healthcare. And Nate Lowry, the actual CEO of the foundation, is going to tell you a little bit more about that climb that I was personally on and got a chance to see. When is the last time you heard of a doctor, Dr. Foster from the Burn Center, climbing the Grand Canyon with Isabella, who you saw in the beginning of this, that you also saw with, well, basically everyone that you're going to see that's coming up, from Jason. This is the difference. So let's also talk about what's called, well, first episode mental health. You know, I know that I'm not alone when saying that these have been extraordinarily stressful times. And even if you're someone that's not dealing with anxiety, David Archuleta let you know he had his own anxiety and wrote, "Just breathe." What about for someone that actually might have, well, schizophrenia? Perhaps they're a youth. They've never been in trouble before. And if they actually go through a first episode, thanks to the work of actual Dr. Cowdery and so many others, it's an opportunity for them to know that it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. And just because you've had this episode doesn't mean you're going to face any criminal charges. We understand. And it's a diagnosis like any diagnosis. We see you, not the schizophrenia. But here's the interesting thing that happened with this. Normally they would come to actually one of the centers. Here's where telemedicine comes in again. Dr. Cowdery was pointing out how normally they just see the individual. This time they were opening up their home. This is my father. This is my sister. Here are my hobbies. And you know what? They got to learn more about not only the patient, but how to help them and how to get to know them. These are the many cutting-edge treatments. So let's also talk about Dr. Kwan. You heard me talk about earlier how we have emergency medicine residency program. That's right. Some of the greatest doctors that you see here in the Valley, well, hundreds apply from across the world, and only about 16 are taken into that residency program every year. How do they handle it in the pandemic? Well, Dr. Kwan said it best. In his lifetime, a little bit closer to my age, hopefully we won't ever see a pandemic. But could you imagine the hands-on training that ER doctors are getting from this pandemic when they're in their 20s and possibly will live to see another pandemic? That's right. They were able to safe social distance, use telemedicine, and still continue to teach. Many of those doctors will go on to other health institutions here in the Valley, and others, well, they'll choose to stay. Either way, they're getting cutting-edge education. So whether it's burn, whether it's first response, it's family, it's all the same. It's the human in healthcare. So there you have it for your donations, and they're still coming in from Catherine Sakala at $100 and Stephanie Olson, $1,000. Thank you. Now this will continue. These are the gifts of hope. They will continue all the way through tomorrow, Friday, October 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific, along with those live auction items in silent. So let's take a quick stop in at the live. See where we are and see how you're going to do till tomorrow night. That rooftop reception at Dominic's, that's still Fred Packus. He's in the lead at $4,000. How about that Porsche experience? Where are they there? Well, the Porsche experience right now, Julie Bowe is still in there at $5,500. And what about Tarbell's? Tarbell's right now, well, that's Julie Bowe as well in the lead with $2,750. And finally, glamping. Glamping will be actually with Linda Chambliss. I believe I'm saying that right. And it's $3,000. So continue to give, continue to bid. And remember, you can rewatch this program with me and the girls, but not the music you're going to hear about coming up next. My name's Letitia Fry. It's been an extraordinary pleasure. And speaking of music, do you guys remember someone that used to be just, well, a local guy here in Arizona? How about checking in with country phenom Dierks Bentley?
Hey y'all, Dierks Bentley here with a huge shout out and thank you to all our healthcare heroes and first responders in my home state of Arizona. And especially tonight to all y'all that work at Valleywise Health, our public teaching health system. Thank you for all you do to take care of those who need it most, but who might be struggling to make ends meet. We know this is a marathon and we want you to know we're behind you to see it through. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Dierks Bentley. It's now my pleasure to welcome the CEO of Valleywise Health Foundation, Nate Lowry.
Resilience. It's what I have the privilege to observe firsthand at Valleywise Health every day. Hardworking families, many struggling to provide for their children or parents, and compassionate professionals willing to go the extra mile for their patients. In addition to providing expert medical care, It might mean helping with transportation, connecting a patient to resources for food, or taking the time to connect them with a mental health professional. And as a teaching healthcare system, it means sharing that wisdom and mentoring along the way. I've served as CEO of Valleywise Health Foundation for over 5 years, and as a volunteer board member for an additional 6 years before that. I'm constantly inspired. But I've never been more inspired than I was last week, when Arizona Burn Center medical experts, foundation supporters, and 4 amazing survivors took on the Grand Canyon. Experiences like that remind me how lucky I am, and how fortunate we all are to have Valleywise Health serving Arizona. Our group, that goes by the name Team Courage Rising, showed what burn survivors can achieve when we rise together. I'm especially excited to join them and others as we take on Mount Kilimanjaro next year. The pandemic has changed all of us, but because of you and our collective strength and resilience, our progress will continue. Our connections to those who need us most will grow, and we'll build a healthier Arizona together. Thank you for helping us continue to raise the bar and go all in for Valleywise.
Thank you so much, Nate. It is now the moment that many of you have been waiting for. We're going to pull the tickets for the raffle. There's 2 raffles, the 50-50, where half of the money tonight that's been contributed will go to Valleywise Health Foundation. The other half going to the winner. Lauren, would you like to do the honors?
I would love to. Let's see who is the winner of the 50-50 raffle. And the winner is Gail Williams. Congratulations, Gail.
And of course, we have the second part as well.
Yes, one more special super raffle to pull. A winner of the Gautier Jewelers original ring valued at $9,500. Christy is actually modeling that for
I stole
you
it from
right now.
Letitia. That's a sweet way to put it.
Absolutely. So do you want to go ahead and pull the winner?
It is gorgeous, and we'll pull it with the lucky ring hand. Just give it a good stir.
Who's it going to be?
All right. The super raffle winner, Jill Krigston Riley.
Wow, congratulations.
It's a little tight on my hand, Jill, so hopefully I can get it off and give it to you, but otherwise we'll get my home
lucky.
address and you can come and visit it. You guys, thank you so much for all of your support tonight. It has been our honor to be here.